And joining us right now, the Rothman Orthopedics guest line from Inside the Birds podcast, from Q&A podcast, from Birds Huddle, formerly the NFL, formerly the Philadelphia Eagles, formerly the Kansas City Chiefs, Carolina Panthers, and you know what's still number one in your heart? Yeah, that's right. I'll roll that one out there. Mr. Jason Avant. What's up? What's up, Jason Avant?
I'm doing well. What's up, Mark? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, my friend. I really am. Birds are at 10-1 on this season, so things really couldn't be going that much better. I do want to ask this because we talked before the season started. We talked about Jalen Hurts. We talked about Nick Sirianni. We talked about what this team needed. How impressed are you with a 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles team?
I'm impressed with the development of Jalen Hurts. That was the outlier, the question mark, everyone's number one reason of the team succeeding or failing this entire offseason. So I'm impressed with how well he's played and how pinpoint accurate he has been. There's not many games this season. I can count to one game where his accuracy was maybe down a little bit, but most of this season he's been at 68% completion percentage and playing at an extremely high level with his ball placement. And I'm very excited about that. And so yes, I'm surprised that they're 10-1, and I'm also surprised in how fast and how much distance Jalen Hurts has been able to make up as a pure passing quarterback.
Is there one thing in particular you could point to with Jalen Hurts that you look at as the biggest jump he has taken skill set wise, whether it's physical or mental, whatever it is that he has taken the biggest step forward in?
There's a few things that's in his delivery that we can talk about, but I want to say that most of it has to do with just him being comfortable within the system. Remember, Jalen Hurts has had multiple offensive coordinators and head coaches for about 4 or 5 years now. So to get into the same offense for 2 years in a row is something that he's not used to or accustomed to. And then you offer Brian Johnson, who a guy he's known since he's been in high school and has a history with. You bring in one of his best friends in AJ Brown, and you have a coach that's championing him each and every day. I think that's a vote of confidence for him. And then there's obvious traits that him going to California to be with one of the best passing game, best quarterback coaches in the summertime. You definitely can see that. And one thing I'll say, his timing and understanding of the plays has changed. Last year, he was elongated, and he's such a at peace, such a relaxed personality type. Now he's playing with urgency, understanding drops, understanding timing, and therefore he's sped up when it comes to just his footwork and getting to his target faster.
I'm going to ask you to grade me on this thought. And I'm not like you, obviously. I didn't play and all that stuff, but like when it comes to seeing the way he is before he snaps the football, like his pre-snap reads, and this didn't click for me until I want to say it was the Cardinals game, and I saw all those bubble screens to wide receivers. And after the game, you heard Shane Steichen that week following the game, Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni talk about how his pre-snap reads have gotten better. And I'm like, well, that might be what it is right there. Has Jalen got better at diagnosing what's in front of him before the ball's even snapped?
He definitely has. Not just that that Texans game. It happened earlier than that. In the Commanders game, the first time they played the Commanders, Jalen had the ability to audible in and out of plays, and he threw 2 touchdowns because of audibles. And he got him into the right thing. One, I believe it was an AJ Brown slant, and he called the right concept because he needed to send Devontae Smith through on a slant route in order to take away 2 defenders. And he called that concept, changed the play in the middle of it. So yes, his pre-snap read is definitely getting better. Him understanding the offense, understanding what the defense is giving him. One thing that helps Jalen Hurts is that he can run. When you can run, now you limit the amount of coverages that you can play against Jalen Hurts, unless you want to be like Joe Barry of the Packers that just doesn't care about that and play man-to-man coverage, which is something you can't do against him, and he'll burn you for 157. But in a normal game scheme, you're only going to be able to play 2, 3, and 4 versus Jalen Hurts.
Brilliant. Yep. See that? That's why we talk to
Yeah.
guys like you. There is really only one Jason Avant. Now, it also doesn't hurt, as you mentioned it earlier, throwing to a guy like AJ Brown. how much is how much does that help the development of Jalen Hurts and this offense overall?
You know what? Look at what Devontae Adams is doing with the Raiders. They're not winning, but he's still playing at a Pro Bowl elite receiver caliber. And you see what Aaron Rodgers is doing with the young talent, and you see the drop off. There is a definite benefit of having a number one receiver at times when it is so confusing and people are changing up, safety looks and playing around at the line of scrimmage. When you know you got a one-on-one and you don't have to think my guy can beat the other guy, it kind of helps your development because you always have a fail safe. And I think that's beneficial. It also puts Devontae Smith on the second best cornerback. It also puts Quez Watkins on a favorable matchup, and Dallas Goedert can't get Jalen Ramsey now. All those types of things happens and occurs because A.J. Brown's on the field, also opens up the run game. So yes, A.J. Brown is definitely one of the biggest reasons that Jalen Hurts is playing so well.
Real quick, just want to ask you this because I know a lot of people talk about it. How concerned should we be, if at all, with how many times Jalen Hurts is running the football?
All right. Everyone is very impressed with the 157-yard game. I'm not impressed with that.
Ooh.
And I'm not being a hater. This is why. I was impressed with the back shoulder throw to Quez.
Yeah.
I was impressed with him running the ball so many times and getting down and not taking a serious shot. I was impressed with him protecting the football like he has done the entire season. Those things impress me. The passing impressed me. I know that he can run. I know that he ran in high school. He ran in Alabama. He ran in Oklahoma. We all know that he can do this. So, yes, it's a little bit concerning to me that they run him on quarterback design runs so much, especially these last two games. They kind of did away with it because Dallas Goedert was there. But since Dallas Goedert hadn't been there, they haven't been able to manufacture the same level of offense. So now they're dependent on Jalen Hurts' legs a bunch. I'm not against a guy running, but I'm against a guy running in the first and the second quarter. Run in the critical moments. Run in the fourth quarter on the third downs. Run in playoff times when it really matters. Because I would rather get to the playoffs healthy, and then if he gets hurt doing that situation, I can live with that. I don't want to live with us being in week 13 and Jalen Hurts is going out of the game on a second down and 6 on a quarterback design run. I don't love that idea, and I don't think most teams in NFL would love that too. But now, can he take it? Yes. Does the offense score more points this way? Yes. I'm not saying that there isn't a time for it, but I just think it may be too early and too much.
Gotcha. How much?
Yeah, sorry that was long.
No. That's why I wanted to talk to you, man. I needed that insight. How much do you think A.J. Brown is looking forward to playing the Tennessee Titans? I'm sure he'll say all the right things. I got a bigger role to do. It's about winning and all that. How much do you think he's looking forward to playing his former team?
He wants to kick their butt. I was going to say the wrong word, but he wants to kick their butt. And he definitely is harboring a lot of resentment. Every player does. You want to destroy the team that traded you. Because honestly, this is what you have to do as a teammate of A.J. Brown's, as the head coach of A.J. Brown. You know what? Mike Vrabel didn't think too highly of you. He didn't want to pay you that much money. You know what? They thought that Treylon Burke was better than you. I bet you Tannehill signed off on it. There's a reason that they didn't want you. Maybe you can prove something to him this game, right? You have to agitate him this entire week and get underneath his skin so he can go out there and be a beast for you. So I definitely know that he's going to be irritated. And if I was his teammate, I would be dropping all of that the entire week.
The way you describe it, like I almost want Sirianni and Gannon to get together and be like, all right, A.J. Brown's going in as a linebacker and we're just going to blitz him. Like that's how jazzed up you have him being for this game. And you know what? I don't think you're far off. I think you're dead on accurate, my friend. What is when you look at this season overall, we've talked about Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown and all that, but is there one thing in particular with this team that maybe was a pleasant surprise to you? Not necessarily just the record at 10-1, but something else outside of the realm of A.J. Brown, outside the realm of Jalen Hurts? Anything else jump out to
you? I would say that how well our secondary has been able to cover. We have some letdowns, a game or two, but overall, Bradbury, Darius Slay, when Avante Maddox is healthy and in there, along with Garner Johnson and Marcus Epps, they are the best secondary in the National Football League. And the thing about it is, there's games where that our pass rush is not getting home at all. Games like the Dallas game, where we're barely even touching the quarterback, but our secondary is still making plays and giving guys more time and more opportunities. Each and every week, they're turning the ball over. So that's been a pleasant surprise, because it was such a question mark early in the offseason. Then Bradbury domino fell, and then Garner Johnson was late. Then Marcus Epps played well, and then Avante Maddox is elevating his game. So I think that's been a pleasant surprise. The other pleasant surprise is TJ Edwards. Now, when you draft Nakobe Dean, you draft you go and get Kaiser White, you're basically saying we need a guy that can cover. We need a guy that's fast enough. There's no way that a guy runs a 4.7 40 that should be able to cover how as well as TJ Edwards has been covering and been around the ball as much as he has. And their 5 down, 50 front, he's the only linebacker on the field. And you brought in other guys to do that job, which speaks to how well he's played, to stave off a 3rd-round pick at linebacker, and also a guy that you paid money, and he's the preeminent linebacker on the team. And it's not even questioned, because he's playing so well. So I think those revelations have been the biggest surprise to me: the secondary play and TJ Edwards.
That's fantastic. Again, not to mention it, but the 10-1 record. I mean, obviously, if you're 10-1 at this point in the season, people are going to be talking about you as a Super Bowl contender. Do you think? And look, some people, naysayers, might say that the 10-1 record is a result of a terrible schedule, so Super Bowl is out of the question. What say you about this Eagles team? Are they true Super Bowl contenders?
The thing I'll say is that the Eagles are a definite Super Bowl contender. That's without question. If the Eagles are firing on all cylinders, and when you look at the entire season, there's no team in the NFL, none, zero other teams in the NFL that has played more complete football than the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, and the craziest thing about that is that the Eagles have like games where they just go to sleep. They literally will go to sleep and take their eyes off of the game and just go to sleep at times. So they don't even play complete football games. So they have a lot more growth and a lot more development. So I believe that the Eagles by far is, if not one, maybe two top 3 teams when it comes to, Super Bowl contender. And I don't think that you can deny that at all.
All right, great. A couple more for you. One is another, aside from the huge accolade of Super Bowl, the individual accolade of MVP. Do you have Jalen Hurts in at least your top 3, or at worst your top 3 for MVP candidates?
Yeah, you're utterly disrespectful to the game of football if Jalen Hurts is not in your top 3, and you don't watch football. You don't understand, the growth and the development and how much of the offense is on his shoulders. And when you consider it all, and I was doing this analysis the other day, because everyone's favorite right now is Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is right around 3,800 yards or so total, because he has like 250 yards rushing. But total, he has 30 overall touchdowns, 29 passing, 1 rushing, 30. He has 8 interceptions. Jalen Hurts overall is about 3,200, right? So you're looking at around a 650-yard difference there. But when you add in the rushing touchdowns, it's 25-3. Close when it comes to overall touchdowns. There's so many other things that that Jalen Hurts is doing, the leadership, all of those types of things that are on his plate. And so I definitely believe that Jalen Hurts is in the top 3.
All right, now last thing for you here. Just want to break it down. The ball security. Quez Watkins has had a bad fumble, bounce back. A.J. Brown has had 2 bad fumbles, trying to bounce back now. As a wide receiver, or even as a running back, how do you balance fighting for more yards versus ball security? How do you balance that?
It's only one way to coach this, Mark. It's this way. If there's one defender, you take them on, you secure the ball, there's 5 points of pressure. Everyone talks about that. You hold the ball high and tight and use your off arm to stiff arm, to arm bar, to swipe your arm down, do whatever you can in order to advance the ball. If there's more than one, you put two hands on the ball. And that's how the game should be played. Most of these fumbles, Quez is such a freak thing that you can't really, but both of AJ Brown's fumbles are definitely avoidable because he saw the defenders and he's not protecting the football mentally, knowing that you're in the crowd. Even Dallas Goedert's fumble, the one he got hurt on, you're in the crowd, put two hands around the ball. That's simple. Quez, it was one of those situations where he's in the open field. He looked up and he saw the safety that overran it. So he thinks he's home free and doesn't see the guy. So that's something totally different. But the three fumbles with Dallas and both AJ Browns, they're definitely avoidable. You're in a crowd, put two hands on the ball, and you're protected.
Gotcha. You don't have to give me the full prediction now, but Eagles win on Sunday?
Oh, yeah. I definitely believe that the Eagles win. I think it's going to be a lot tighter game than most people think because Vrabel is a very, very proud guy, and he's going to do everything he can to stop the run, and it's all contingent upon the receiver play. And I don't think that we're going to have a great game running the ball this week. But I believe that A.J. Brown should be right in line in order to have one of those great games. And they have an awful secondary. They're like 29th versus the pass. They're 27th in passing touchdowns. They're 30th in completions. They have a lot of young guys playing now.
His name is Jason Avant. Catch him with Inside the Birds. Catch him with Q&A, him and his friend of this show as well, Quentin Michael. And you can catch him on Birds Huddle as well. All things birds all the time with Jason Avant. Jason, thank you so much, brother.